Maharashtra is a largely popular and beautiful state in India with early Maharashtrian settlements dating back as early as 2500 BCE. For the past century, most people have thought that the Harappans were the only substantial culture within this time period of India. However, a semi-urbanized culture known as the Malwa Jorwe culture thrived in the western Deccan region and was contemporary to the Harappan civilization. They were one of the several Chalcolithic cultures neighboring the Harappan civilization to the southeast. This culture was primarily settled in central and northern Maharashtra, with some archaeological sites existing in Madhya Pradesh. As of now, 27 sites have been discovered belonging to the Malwa Jorwe culture. The main sites are Daimabad, Jorwe, Inamgaon, Navdatoli, and Kayatha. The different time periods of the Malwa Jorwe culture are divided into 4 phases: Savalda phase, uncategorized phases, Malwa phase, and lastly, Jorwe phase. From pottery and other artifacts, archaeologists have been able to map the different phases of the Malwa Jorwe culture at each of these archaeological sites. No evidence of a writing system has been found yet, but the language was most likely in the same language family as the Harappans. The number of tools and wild animal skeletal remains found at these sites indicate hunters and pastoralist farmers. They had bullock carts and agricultural methods similar to later periods of the western Deccan region. The first phase of the Malwa Jorwe culture is known as Savalda culture, which started before 2400 BCE. The houses of this phase were of mud walls with rounded end, trilateral, of single room, 2 room, and 3 rooms. The local rulers would live in the largest house. Widespread manufacturing of terracotta bangles and beads happened here. Another interesting thing we see from this phase of the Malwa Jorwe culture is the earliest evidence of lotas, which can be related to later Indian populations. Lotas were the most common ware used in these villages, while other pottery found at Inamgaon consists of various geometrical painted wares. Reports of Harappan artifacts and writings at Daimabad suddenly appearing after 2300 BCE indicate that this site was under complete Harappan occupation. In 1974, a local farmer named Chabbu Lakshman found a hoard of the iconic Daimabad bronze sculptures, which have been dated to the late Harappan period. There is little to no evidence of the Malwa Jorwe presence at Daimabad during this time period. But in 1900 BCE, during the late Harappan period, Daimabad was reverted back to a Malwa Jorwe settlement. This may indicate negative interaction between the people of Malwa Jorwe and Harappans. This is further evidenced by lack of trade between the cultures as well as weapons found nearby at Kayatha, dated around the same time as when Daimabad was suddenly turned into a late Harappan settlement. Apart from this, aggression and unrest are noted factors of the late Harappan phase based on archaeological findings. Radiocarbon dates show that this region began its Malwa phase around 2000 to 1750 BCE. Malwa phase findings from the excavation sites consist of large mud wall structures, rectangular buildings, and smaller houses. A temple complex has been identified in Daimabad with fire altars and terracotta devi having been found in this structure. Burial was practiced and the dead were typically buried beneath houses. Many burial urns have also been found throughout these sites. In Jorwe, most houses had a fireplace and a stone slab that was used for grinding and mashing grain. Terracotta bangles from Jorwe were painted in intricate designs, which is not something we see with the bangles from the Indus Valley civilization. The last phase was the Jorwe phase. It is divided into 2 subphases from 1300 to 1000 BCE and 1000 to 700 BCE. In this phase, the Malwa Jorwe people had trade relations with northern Karnataka and post-Harappan Gujarat. Ceramic painted goblets were found at Navdatoli, only dated to the Jorwe phase, and 2 lotas have been found well preserved. The previous infrastructure and agriculture continued to be seen into the Jorwe phase until signs of decline emerged in 1000 BCE. By 700 BCE, all settlements of the Malwa Jorwe culture were abandoned. Excavations were last carried out at these sites in 1979. As of 2019, no new discoveries have been made involving the Malwa Jorwe culture. In any case, the Malwa Jorwe culture is one of the many great examples of substantial cultures that existed in India during the very ancient times. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. If you are interested in Harappan Hub, become a member by joining our Discord server. Link is down below in the description.